I got to go to a textile market. This is the very first one that they had at this venue, this location. The reason that I knew about it is because Muse 2320 had a booth there, which ended up being kind of perfect because I needed another hank of yarn to go with the fingerless mitts that I was working up with the wedding tuxedo yarn from our 13-night Halloween hangover box. I just wanted some more of that schlubby yarn to really add the texture and kind of bulk it up a little bit. I wanted to use a 4mm crochet hook. I didn't want to go any smaller than that, and if I just held it by itself, I was gonna have to go to at least a 3.5, maybe a 3.25, and I just didn't want to do that. Stopped at her booth and found this. I'm not entirely sure the name of it. There was only one hank, so I kind of took it as a sign, and this turned out freaking amazing. I'm just gonna grab my basket over here. So what I have done is the top of the fingerless mitt. There we go, that's the bottom. How amazing is that though? Especially with the spider stitch, it really adds so much more texture to it. We have that, and then I do the ribbing totally separate, about 10 stitches less on this. I'll attach it onto here, and that way it'll make it a little bit tighter for the ribbing. For the thumb hole, I'll just create it and then build up a couple of rows, probably 10 rows actually, to get to like my knuckle on my thumb. After that, it is completely done. I was just playing around with it on the ride home for the sizing that I wanted, but now that I have it figured out, everything written down, the second mitt is gonna go super, super fast. So hopefully I can have this done tonight and I'll have a completed pair to show you the next time we meet. I do love the pattern, which means that I am gonna work up another pair when this is completely done. Work this one up with some charcoal fiber, work them together to make a matching pair for my spider egg beanie. My basket is just such a mess right now. I took this with me, and so it was like in and out of the car, and also walking around the fiber venue, I was just like carrying it with me. After I stopped at Muse 2320's booth, Get Bent's Farm was there, so I had to go check that out. This is hands down my all-time favorite fiber to work with when it comes to spinning my own yarn. It is just so buttery, and I can really focus on, I don't have to like fight with the fiber. Like some other fiber that I've worked with, it's a little too coarse for me, so I'm focused on that and also my technique. And since I'm just so new to spinning right now, I just want to focus on my technique. I like to keep it between fingering weight and DK weight yarn. No matter what, right now it's just gonna kind of fluctuate. That's what it is, which is totally fine, but I like to keep it between that range. That takes a portion of my brain to focus on just the sizing, and then also everything else that's going on with my electric spinning wheel. Like there's a lot of moving parts right now, and before I have everything all done, I'm out of fiber. That is what I'm finding out, is I'm going through my fiber so quick. So anytime Get Ben's Farm is at a market, I have to check it out, see what they have. I went over there just expecting to grab up a couple more braids to work with. I have some neutral colors that I've been playing around with. However, once I got there, they had these massive mounds of fiber, and it just made my freaking day. So this is what was staring at me, and it just screams Killer Clowns to me, or made into something Killer Clown theme. Maybe a cropped sweater, maybe some garland, maybe some ornaments. I haven't really decided yet. I also have not unfolded this to see what the color is on the inside, which they were saying it was very colorful, and the outside looks super colorful. So let's see what the rest of it looks like. It's just like squished in this bag. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, ready to unroll it. I am gonna spend an entire day just spinning this up. I know that once I get into it, I'm not gonna wanna stop, so I'm gonna have to set aside the entire like morning, evening, something like that, just cross everything else off my planner and like, this is it. I'm spinning this entire thing up. Look at how fluffy and cotton candy like it is. I can just grab a piece right there. So beautiful. And that's ready to go. I could even do this on a drop spindle, which I'm not a super big fan of drop spindling. I've tried it before. I've gone back and tried it recently. It's not my thing. I love my electric spinning wheel. Whatever direction I went, this stuff is just ready to go, which is one of the many reasons I love this fiber from Get Bent's Farm. Don't have to fight with it. Like, it is ready and it wants to be made into yarn. And there's some dark green in here too. This just has everything. So if you ever are at a spot where Get Bent's Farm is at, check them out. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. You're just gonna have an amazing time spinning this all up. So in the very near future, and I mean like either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna be spinning this entire thing up. Shout out what we would like to see this worked into, because after I ply it all together, I think I'm just gonna do 2-ply for this. I'm gonna wanna make a project immediately from this. It just makes me so happy too. Just a giant floofy floof of fiber. Went to another booth and found some Icelandic washed fleece, and this is an assortment of colors in here, but they're these cute little curly bits. Nice bit of texture that I can put on my blending board with some of the solid colors that I have. So right now I have black, red, and orange. I could blend that all up together with this. What I was thinking was garland or Xmas ornaments, something like that, especially because of the colors that I have available right now. This is going to be perfect for it. Very last thing that I found just screams Xmas. I got a couple braids to work up. This is from Petal and Hank. This is a natural dye studio. I had the opportunity to talk to the artist too, kind of chit chat about the process and how every Hank doesn't have a name, a specialty like winter solstice. The thing that is on here is what they used in order to dye this yarn. So on the back it says, the item was naturally dyed through a slow and careful process. It has been pre-washed. Some color bleeding may occur during use and washing. Hand wash with a gentle pH neutral soap. I could have sat there and chit-chatted with that artist all day about this. I would just be like, hold on, let me grab my crochet. Let's have a little chat about this. It was just so fascinating. Obviously I came home, went down this rabbit hole of what are some items that I can use to naturally dye fiber, because I do have some that is just white or off-white, and I've been really enjoying working it up. But now that it's spun up and plied, even then, to add a little bit of color to it, especially like these Xmas ones, I mean, it is just gorgeous. Screaming Krampus, that's what I'm thinking. Little tiny Krampus ornaments. I really hope that they have this one again next year, and I love the way they set it up in the venue. So the bottom floor was like the farmer's market, there was pumpkins and apples, like a lot of good food down there, and then you go up the stairs and the whole top portion was all the fibery goodness. Again, I could have just been there for hours and hours looking at everything. It was a really fun weekend. As for our 13-night Halloween hangover box, we have 2 nights we need to go through. So yesterday was needle for the embroidery kit, the stitch and stick. I have the card that it was on. Here's a little Muse 2320, and then there's a piece of felt. The needle was in here. But I really love that one because it's so freaking sharp, and obviously it's working well because it's going through my Vans very easily. That's the other thing. I need to do that and finish that up and my sweatshirt before I start spinning up fiber. Okay, huge motivation today. I'm gonna power through that. Then it also came with this ring pop. Since we were doing everything inspired by the new Beetlejuice movie, obviously we needed a ring pop. The wedding was like a huge scene in that movie. And going right along with that, we have some more tea that I have already brewed up. Again, Muse 2320, the Muse brews. It's a staple in my apothecary. I always have some of her brews in there. And I'm really excited to see which ones she's gonna have out for the winter solstice. Last year we got some spicy ones. I think the tri-pepper, I think that one is on our site right now, and I'm completely out of that one, so I might have to get more to add to it. This one, it's like a dessert tea. So it's black tea with vanilla flavoring, candy sprinkles, just to add a little pop of color to your day. Natural cream and caramel flavoring, dessert. through and through, that's what this one is. I think I had 4 cups today already. We had an herbal tea in this box, and then we have a black tea. So it just depends. For me, caffeine doesn't really affect me, so I can drink this at night. But if you don't like to drink it at night and it does give you a little boost, definitely a good one to have in the morning and then wind down with a little herbal tea at the end of the nights. We really wanted to make sure, working up all of your fibery goodness, you had some nice cozy beverages to go with it too. All right, ghouls, so that is everything for today. I hope you had a super spooky weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me again, and I will see you in my next video.